Faced with rising healthcare costs and limited options, individuals and families are searching for an affordable solution. medi-share is a simple, affordable, God-honoring solution. As a medi-share member, you don't have to worry about unexpected healthcare costs, mirroring the time-proven Acts 2 model where Christians shared in each other's needs.
Hey, come on in.
Hey, Todd from Channel 9.
We came down to the Fort Lauderdale area because this father and son have been paying into the Christian Care Ministry program for years. Christian Care Ministry is a Christian organization that's a medi-share program. And medi-share means that a group of people come together and they contribute monthly to the program, and then if one of them has a medical need, they pull money out to cover their bills.
Was it a joint policy or separate policy?
Separate.
I found out about this father and son through the Better Business Bureau, and that's how we first became aware of there being a problem there. They assumed if they kept paying into this program, their bills would be paid. It was supposed to be that simple.
Yeah, it's like insurance, but not technically insurance.
And then came a very bad car accident, and that's not how it worked out. The car accident, it was a serious accident, was it not?
Yeah, coma, 3 days, 3 broken ribs, fractured part of my face.
It's still very difficult for his son to talk about the accident, but Anthony Sr. is very vocal and angry about what happened after he submitted his son's medical bills. You're seeing bills totaling $200,000. You think you're covered, and what happens?
Nothing. Well, every time you call, at the end of the conversation, say, would you like me to pray with you? And after about the 4th or 5th time, yeah, I like to pray. I like to pray that you pay my bills. That's my prayer.
When you first heard that, what were you thinking?
Just you're finding ways to get this thing paid other than you holding up your end of the bargain.
Yeah.
Pay your end. We kept our end of the bargain. We paid every month. Now it's your turn to deliver.
According to this complaint he sent to Florida's Attorney General, medi-share kept reviewing and rejecting claims to pay the bills. Were you going through hell trying to get those bills paid?
Yeah. You're mad. You feel had. You feel taken advantage of. You feel victimized. You feel like a fool because you paid all this money and they just kept it.
Oh, here we go. Hi, Georgie.
Hi, how are you, Todd?
How are you? I interviewed a woman in Texas who we found through the Florida Attorney General's office. She joined the program in 2019. They told you it was not insurance, and yet did it sound a lot like an insurance policy?
It sounded exactly like insurance.
She had filed a complaint about the Christian Care Ministry program and medi-share. And she filed that complaint because her son was in an accident.
It was the first time I had let him go away for the weekend with friends, and they were celebrating his friend's birthday. They had permission from the parents to take the side-by-side to basically the front gate of the property. The side-by-side flipped or just tilted, and it dragged my son's arm, so the arm was crushed by some part of maybe
some part of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And she had $32,000 in medical bills. Did medi-share cover any of your medical expenses for your son?
They didn't.
Did they tell you why?
What they told me verbatim was they denied the claim based on the fact that the accident wasn't within their Christian guidelines.
The Better Business Bureau had a lot of complaints about this organization that's based in Melbourne, in Central Florida. And the Bureau was finding that a number of consumers would submit their medical bills and then were denied coverage. We wanted to find out what the BBB knew about this company. I sat down with the Central Florida president to find out how the Bureau followed up on the numerous complaints it received about Christian Care Ministry and medi-share.
We contacted the business in April of 2022 regarding a pattern of complaints.
I'm standing in front of medi-share run by Christian Care Ministry, and it's a large office complex in Melbourne. We contacted medi-share by email with a series of questions. We asked about each of the consumers, the members that we interviewed. medi-share said in both cases these members could be covered by somebody else first. And if those organizations did not cover them, then medi-share stepped in. The organization makes it clear all of this was disclosed in their contracts. When it comes to consumers, do we all read contracts from cover to cover? No, we don't. We kind of assume that when the organization says, we share the medical bills, when you have them, send them to us and we'll approve your claims, that's going to work that way. There are assumptions made. And from the president of the Better Business Bureau, she makes the point.
Do the research. Take the time to read it cover to cover. If you're not willing to take the time to read it cover to cover, this is not for you.
Anthony says after he contacted the BBB, Christian Care reopened his claim and 14 months later paid most of his medical bills. So for people watching this story, if they have to pay a little more extra for insurance versus medi-share, what would you tell them today?
Pay the extra insurance and get your money's worth. You pay a little more in the end, but when something happens, like any insurance, you think you're never going to use it. But when it comes down to when you really need it, it's there.
Hi, I'm Greg Wormuth. Thank you for taking a look at our content here on YouTube. If you like what you see, make certain that you like and subscribe to our YouTube page.